freaking night of my life. And wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best freaking night of my life. And wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. Don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright.
We welcome you into the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank for tonight's rivalry matchup between the Kearney High School Bearcats and the Grand Island Islanders. My name is Mitchell Brand. Alongside me tonight is Bridger Cruz. We are excited to bring you tonight's action as we start introduction, as Grand Island has already had theirs, as they now introduce Kearney High's. We'll start with Kearney High. Sitting at 5'8", averaging 10.5 points per game, a senior number 2, Tatum Rusher. A junior averaging 6.9 points per game, number 3, Kennedy Garner. A sophomore, 5'9", averaging 5.5 points per game, number 23, Kelsey Hatcher. A senior averaging 5.2 points per game, number 33, Maddie Province. And a senior, 5'11", averaging 3.2 points per game, Hayden Skeen. Those are your starters for the Bearcats today. For the Grand Island Islanders, number 1, Haley Kinkle. Number 3, Nyrot Wall. Number 12, Nyoga Kaur. Number 15, Ellie Ward. And number 10, Maya Gowich. Some late number changes due to uniforms causing some issues there.
Oh, you know, they're not issues. They just make our job a little bit more exciting, Mitchell.
I would count that as an issue.
But ready to get going with tip-off here. I'm excited for this one. This is my first Kearney Grand Island rivalry matchup. You invited me in, so thank you for that. But this one, going to be an exciting one.
As that is quickly in the direction going to the the Islanders after the Kearney won the tip. Kearney and their alternates today, their baby blue uniforms.
I like the baby blue. You know,
I dig it. I know boys soccer had some a while ago. I think maybe 2 years ago, something like that.
yeah, the baby blue and the gold. It's a combination you don't see very often, but it's a good combo.
Kearney hoping to get off to the same start they did last year. Last year started off on a 35-0 run to start the game, hoping for more of that same success in the JV game. I know at one point it was 47-1, as that is a three-pointer knocked down by the Islanders. The Islanders are on the board first.
And that's the way to get going if you're Grand Island. You're coming into this game, big rivalry game, but you're 0-8. So I was able to talk to the head coach of the Islanders before, and you know what she said? She just said, play hard, get your stuff done, and we will have success.
And that will be out of bounds off Maddie Province last.
So just like that, Kearney got the ball. Grand Island got the ball again.
Kearney down 3. Kelsey Hatcher gets the steal off the inbound, gets it to Kenny Garner, but a bad pass goes off her foot. It'll be a turnover. Kearney, 3 turnovers to start the game.
Not the way to start if you're Kearney, especially coming in as the favored team. You can't overlook Grand Island, and it seems like that's what these girls may be doing early for Kearney.
Kearney had a bad game yesterday. Just poor performance, and we talked about it with assistant coach Chris Pocock at the end of the game. Just too rushed. As Kennedy Garner lets that one loose, and she hits her three-pointer. We're tied at 3. Timeout, Islanders. We're going to take that break as well. We're tied at 3 here for Rivalry Basketball. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
Life is about waking up to a brand new dream. We're the local bank that's with you, wherever it leads, because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank.
And welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. It's Islander ball as it now gets checked in and going. Haley Kincole dishes it over to Niagara Core, who gets it off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Kennedy Garner. Garner brings it up for the Bearcats.
Good take by the Islanders there. And Haley Keene-Cole, just those shots that they're going to fall at some point, but just that time she's not able to get it to fall.
Kennedy Garner on the far wing. No good, too strong. It'll keep it in.
Risky play to keep it in. It worked out in their favor, but Niagara Core, she did a good job of stabilizing herself. She was walking the plank.
That will be a turnover off Maya Gowrich. Too high of a pass. It'll go straight out of bounds.
So already some quick turnovers by both teams, and we're tied at 3-3 in Mitchell. You know, we look at it, Kearney obviously coming in the better record than Grand Island, but it's rivalry basketball. Anything can happen.
It can. Kearney needs to button this up as there's a fourth turnover as Maddie Province swipes at that one, gets the steal, tries to get out, does get it to Hayden Skeen. Skeen loses it briefly. Some bad passes for Kearney. And there's another turnover.
Again, Kearney just trying to do too much too fast.
Tatum Rusher in the corner. She gets fouled. She's pushed by the hands of Maya Garich, a senior. And that will be a line change for the Bearcats. Harley Straka, Addie Helmbrecht, Paige Milan, Addie Snyder, and Avery Franzen in.
Is that something that happens very often with this Kearney team?
No.
Has it ever happened?
Yes. I have seen it once before, I think. I think after you had left yesterday.
After I left yesterday. I commentated a great game after I left yesterday.
I'm glad to hear that.
Minden beat Kearney Catholic 52-20.
Ah.
And it was still oddly competitive.
Paige Milan three-pointer, no good.
So why do you think Kearney did go with the entire line change there? What was the thought?
I think they're confident seeing some of Grand Island's play that most of their players can go off of them. And we've kind of seen that, yes, Kearney hasn't played well. So that's a jump ball. It'll stay with Grand Island. Kearney hasn't played well, but again, Grand Island's only hit that one shot for themselves either. So I think they're still confident that they can see this backup, these bench warmer backup players come back in and maybe give Kearney a boost that they need. They played decent yesterday. He's hoping he can do the same.
I agree, and with talking to J.D. Carson, just that one game I got to talk to him against Marion, he seems like a very well-thought and intelligent coach.
There's now a 5-3 lead for the Islanders. Straka gets it outside to Snyder. Over back to Straka in the corner. Straka thought about the three-pointer, gets inside to Helmbrecht. Back out to Straka, three-pointer. No good. Avery Franzen tries to get a hand on that. Does. It'll say jump ball. It'll stay with the Bearcats.
Couple jump balls and missed shots for the Bearcats, and they almost look like a shell of themselves, Mitchell. Coming in here early, 4:51 left in the first. They're trying to do just too much, and Grand Island doing a good job not being scared coming in here and playing with confidence.
Straka gets it. They'll say a jump ball there immediately off the bat. So it'll be Islander ball heading the other direction with 4:49 left on the clock. Bringing it up for the Islanders is Haley Kincole. Straka gets that steal. Straka driving inside, fouled on her way up. Kincole can't believe it.
Yeah, if you're Cole, even if you didn't make contact with her, you still swung down that arm, and anytime you swing the arm like that, every ref in Nebraska and probably the nation too is going to call it.
It's one of those motions you just can't do and expect to get away with it. Straka's first free throw is no good, just short. We will see another line change.
And this could be really tough if you're Grand Island here. If you're making a complete line change like this, you can run and run and run. If you're Kearney and Grand Island, I don't think that they have the facilities to make a line change like that.
And that free throw by Straka is good. Now 5-4 in favor of the Islanders. And I think that is a strategy Carson is going to want to go with, is sub out, be confident in your bench. As Tatum Rusher gets that steal up to Maddie Province. Let him run with him as Kelsey Hatcher can't quite get that one. And she heads hard into the bench is Emma McCoy. She gets up, she's okay.
You know, good awareness by McCoy, though, to not take out the News Channel Nebraska camera guy there.
Did get a little bit of contact.
She did. He handled it well. He handled it like a professional, though. I mean, he dodged it away pretty quick.
Double checking his equipment, I see. I can tell you I know what everything on that piece of equipment does. I've used it twice. Maddie Province.
I can
Double
tell
dribble.
you. I could tell you. Actually, I've used a camera like that. I recorded a news story on it.
I was more referencing the belt piece. That's the fancy stuff. I guess the camera's still fancy, but that's the fiber optic,
Yeah,
converter.
I get what you're saying.
Big words for anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's okay. In the corner now is Grand Island. Gets it out, Tatum Rusher. Gets a hand on that, steals that one away. She's trapped, puts the ball on the ground anyway. Bearcats have numbers. Tatum Rusher loses that ball. We don't have our stats today, but I'd hate to. We'd be getting close to double-digit turnovers by now.
We absolutely would. And for Kearney, once again, I don't know if they overlooked Grand Island at first here, but they're just trying to do too much, too fast. We saw it a little bit yesterday, but Grand Island, they come in. Yes, they have those double-digit turnovers, and the coach for the Islanders, she talked to me before. She said that's one of those things she wanted to minimize. But the other thing she said, she wants her girls to just come in and play hard. And Mitchell, we could both agree about halfway through this first half here, they are definitely fulfilling that.
Rusher gets to Skeen. Skeen thought about the shot, passes it up, gets it inside to Province, who lays it off the glass inside for 2.
That's good ball movement. And if you're Kearney, you have the size advantage down low, so you're going to have to take advantage of it. The only person you're going to have to worry about is 5'11".
Maddie Province gets that steal. She's blocked. She gets her own rebound, though. Gets to Kennedy Garner. And that's an easy layup.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It seemed like Nyrot Wallace, she just kind of forgot where the ball was on the court, and it was just an easy bucket for Kearney.
I don't think she quite expected the offense right away. That's another steal. And at least one thing Kearney can claim is they're balancing out the turnover margin. It's Tatum Rusher in the corner, three-pointer, no good, too long, straight to Kennedy Garner, who puts it up off the glass for 2.
We'll call that a pass.
Well, we can call that, yeah.
Great pass from the corner.
It went wide over the defender's heads, perfect placement.
When I'm taking stats, I do count that as an assist. That's something I'm like, yeah.
That is generous.
I'm a generous statistician.
I am mean.
Mitchell's the guy for somebody to make a shot at half court, and he's like, yeah, it was 2. Yeah, it was 2.
I'm not that mean. I'm just saying I would count that as a shot.
Sometimes
looking for an inbound, just does get it in. Three-pointer, no good. She can't get a second one to go. Out of bounds off of Grand Island.
Going back that Kearney way, and yeah, if you're Grand Island, you hit that first 3, and basing off the excitement from the bench, from the coach, from everybody else, I don't think they were expecting to hit it quite this early and to go up by that much. So if you're Grand Island, you got to start looking to go inside, involve Core especially. She's 5'11" down there in the post. She's got to be the one.
Down low, doesn't get it to fall. Layup's a struggle.
Yeah, we saw that a little bit last night too with Kearney. These girls just missing those simple bunny layups.
As Skeen tries to keep that one in bounds, can't do it. Her foot was out on bound. Avery Franz and Harley Straka coming in and take out Hayden Skeen and Tatum Rusher. Kearney, for me, at this point, just needs to slow things down and get some good, high-quality offense going.
I agree. And just, you said it best, just slowing down, taking your time, and taking a deep breath. I actually saw that last night, Kearney Catholic versus Minden. Kearney Catholic went on a 10-2 run, and then Minden proceeded to go on a 44-10 run.
A game of runs, I tell you, basketball can be.
Absolutely it is.
Kelsey Hatcher keeps that one in, uses her speed, takes contact, goes up with it. They'll say a body foul, so she'll head to the line to shoot 2.
And you talked about it. It's a game of runs, and it's also a game of how do you adjust. I'll put it in fighting terms. How do you adjust the first time that you get punched in the face, Because everybody can have the perfect basketball game plan, but the moment, just like in this game, the moment that Grand Island drills the 3 to go up 3-0 at the start of the game, how well, if you're Kearney, can you bounce back and regain the lead and then keep playing at a high level?
Kelsey Hatcher hits her first free throw, 11-5 with 1:55 in the first quarter, Bearcats lead. Again, here in the first period, Bearcats no fouls to the Islanders 3. Hatcher's second free throw. No good. Grand Island picks that one up. As that is Nyoga Core, misreading.
You even made these easier to read for you.
Yes, I'm glancing to my left and having to look right. I should probably better place this.
Yeah.
That's a steal by Maddie Province. Kennedy Garner, left-handed layup is good off the glass.
Beautiful
13-5.
pass. Just a textbook pass in bucket, and that's how you play transition basketball.
Kearney playing good defense so far. Haven't let up a point in a while. As I say that, that's a good shot up and in for Grand Island.
Great take by Core. She used the reach in that left hand, and she flung it over that left side. Those are the shots that Core's going to have to hit consistently tonight.
There we go, Core. Great shot as Kelsey Hatcher has it. Drives inside. Tries to get outside to Straka. Can't do it. Franzen's on the ground, though. Grand Island will end up taking possession there. Ioga Core gets the ball stripped by Maddie Province, but Grand Island recovers. Three-pointer, no good, too short.
Now, I'm not really sure what happened there, but Emma McCoy went flying onto the ground. It seems like somebody shoved her, but nobody did. So I don't really know what happened.
This we'll never know. As Kelsey Hatcher has the shot clock turned off. Maddie Province with it in the corner. 23 seconds. Kennedy Garner, three-pointer. Doesn't get it to go, just right. Kennedy Garner gets a hand on that one. However, Grand Island recovers. Ellie Ward out of bounds, tipped away by Maddie Province, who stick with the Islanders.
So now 9.6 seconds left. Grand Island, they're down by 6. This would be a great shot to do something to leave yourself with the momentum heading into the second quarter.
13-7, 6 seconds left on the clock. Down to 4. Three-pointer, no good. Airballed that one.
Yep, and that's just it's a tough shot.
That means we have reached the end of the first period. Bearcats have a 13-7 lead over the Islanders. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
There's no place quite like our middle of everywhere. We're the bank that'll help you celebrate everything it brings. Because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Bearcats have the ball to start the second quarter, leading 13-7 against the Islanders. Kennedy Garner gets it over to Rusher in the corner inside to Province. Province fade away slightly, gets it a fall. 15-7 now.
Was a surprising first half for us. We saw some uncharacteristic things from Kearney in a surprising first quarter for Grand Island. They played without fear and were not intimidated.
Tipped out of bounds by the Bearcats off of a foot. Nairot Wall to inbound the ball for the Islanders. Gets that one into Keen Cole. Back to Keen Cole. Fouled. I think Skeen they will call for it. We'll wait to see. Yes. Hayden Skeen, her first foul, team's first foul. Core driving in. Guarded by Skeen. She gets a good move. Easy layup for two.
Man, Core is having herself a day in the post, and she's doing such a good job of utilizing her reach and her skill point and where as her best athletic abilities lie, which would be in her reach and her height.
Skeen in the corner. Kennedy gets it in. Maddie Province. Outside to Rusher. Over to Kelsey in the corner. Side to Skeen. Tough shot, makes it fall though.
That's a good way to return though if you're Skeen. A good post shot was just made on the other end by Core, and Skeen came down, returned the favor, and made a nice one too.
Too strong off the glass is Core. Tatum Rusher brings it up for the Bearcats using her speed. Cuts inside, floater, no good. Core, out in transition. Euro steps around Hayden Skeen, what a play.
Core with the Euro step too, so she's had a couple nice post shots. Now she's looking like a guard with that Euro step.
I believe that is her 8th points tonight. Leading the the Islanders in offense. Over to Rusher in the corner. Skeen inside now. Easy lane, doesn't get the layup to fall. Another missed layup by Hayden Skeen.
Coach Carson for the Bearcats is going to look back at the stat sheet tonight, win or loss. One of the first things he is going to look at is going to be the amount of missed layups, especially in this first half.
That is a timeout called on the floor by the Islanders. Bearcats 17, Islanders 11. That's a full timeout. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
Well, my dreams are sweet.
Life is about waking up to a brand new dream. We're the local bank that's with you, wherever it leads, because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. 17-11 in favor of the Bearcats. Islanders called timeout. We'll see what they have in store. Franzen in for the Bearcats. Kelsey Hatcher gets a hand on that, keeps it in. Islanders get to it, though. Too far behind them. That pass goes straight to the bench.
Now, Carson, we did see him in one of the shot angles that we had. Was not all that excited about his team's performance so far, so maybe these last two timeouts were kind of a, hey, get your head on and start playing basketball timeouts, and less of, I have a plan, let's execute it.
Maddie Province inside, bounces off contact, no layup, good. That's another missed layup. Kennedy Garner is fouled. 2 straight missed layups for the Bearcats. Their weak point today. Kearney has got to get something figured out. Yes, I said that right.
You did. You've been going back and forth with him quite a bit, but that time you executed well.
Avery Franzen out of bounds off her tip. It's been a weird day. I had to go back to math class, realized I didn't know what I was doing, and so my brain's a bit fried.
What math class are you in?
Honors pre-calc.
You must like pain.
I don't.
See, I'm in college algebra, and I already know it's
See, I don't
gonna be
have
a little rough.
time for that, because college algebra is a 2-block class at CCC here. To my knowledge, at least.
It's just another 50-minute class at Kennesaw. Just another day.
Lucky you. Anyway, back to the action. That'll be a carry, so it'll be a double dribble. Bearcat ball.
Now, if you're Kearney, down by 6, we're not expecting to be down by just 6, so this is going to be the big thing of how can you come back? I meant up by 6, thank you, Asher.
Maddie Province off the glass, gets the fall for 2.
But anyway, as I was saying, Kearney has got to show some bounce back and just some sort of life in this game. They've missed the layups, they've had the turnovers, but this could be it.
Kelsey Hatcher off the glass, she gets fouled, won't get the and one, but she heads to the line to shoot 2.
And then these free throws going to be crucial. Yes, you're up by 8 here, but if you can start consistently making your free throws, sometimes that's what it takes for your shooters. If they start seeing that ball go into the basket, they can visualize it. Sometimes can heat up your shooters, and if you're Kearney, you got to have somebody heat up here.
Kelsey Hatcher. Her first one is good. 20-11. Harley Straka now in for the Bearcats. 4:35 left in the first half. Kelsey Hatcher to shoot her second one. No good. As Grand Island gets the board. Wall gets her pass
I don't know.
the arms of King Cole.
I don't know how she fit that through there.
I think it was tipped by Hatcher.
I think it had to have been.
Just Hatcher couldn't get back to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Franzen gets a hand on that one. She gets the steal out in transition. Slows things down, gets the layup off the glass and in for two.
Yep, good steal, good play on the transition, and they made a layup. So that's a great start for the Bearcats.
And that is a timeout by the Islanders, their third of the half. Bearcats now doubling the Islanders 22-11. And we'll be back in a moment. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
There's no place quite like our middle of everywhere. We're the bank that'll help you celebrate everything it brings. Because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Islanders underneath, Bearcats with some full court pressure. Gets it in, Bearcats setting up their trap. Out of bounds, off of Kelsey Hatcher.
That full court press was a big part in the win against North Platte yesterday. Kearney does such a good job in that press on putting on the pressure and getting the turnovers. Now they just have to work on capitalizing off of the turnovers.
Franzen picks that one off just like a DB. Good ball movement, gets it to Tatum Rusher. That's off the glass for two. Maddie Province gets her shot blocked. Straka picks up that one. Swatted, doesn't get the foul called, but eventually the ball gets in. 26-11 now. Maddie Province gets that steal. Province off the glass and in for two. And a timeout called. Coach Carson wants to talk about, I believe, that last no call. They called a full timeout, but they put it down as 30 seconds. It's a full timeout. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
Well, all my dreams are sweet.
Life is about waking up to a brand new dream. We're the local bank that's with you, wherever it leads. Because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank.
And welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. 28-11 in favor of the Bearcats. Bearcats full court pressure working well, as that is another forced turnover. Kelsey Hatcher gets it off of the pass from Harley Straka. Tatum Rusher now. Thought about the three, passes it up, drives inside. Over to Straka, back to Kelsey Hatcher. Hatcher drives off of a Grand Island foot. Hatcher gets back down. It's a jump ball. It'll go back with Grand Island. Kearney, full court press has been impressive.
It absolutely has, and like we were talking about, Mitchell, that a lot of times is the spark for this team, is that defense, because we see in teams, defense fuels offense, and that's exactly what we're seeing here in the second quarter.
Grand Island gets that one in, and that is airballed out of bounds.
And then if you're Grand Island, Kearney really doesn't have that complicated of a press. They just run it so well, but if you're Grand Island, you got to take a deep breath, you got to relax, and once you do that, you will finally see the hole start to open in the press.
Rusher gets to Straka in the corner. Rusher now to Hatcher. You can hear our advisor talking about his daughter on the microphone. Rusher.
Real proud of her.
Yeah. I've only seen her dance a couple times, just at halftime.
I saw her at a football game.
Oh, yeah? I forget about that.
Yeah.
You were at one of those.
I was.
Maddie Province gets the steal. Over to Rusher. Rusher off the glass, gets to go for 2.
Good
30 to 11.
pass. Beautiful pass by Province. Whipped it over her back like that. Some you don't see very often. Last time we've seen a pass like that was probably like John Moran or Pistol Pete Marjanovic, but great pass and good court awareness.
Kearney's pass is improving. Avery Franzen had the tip on that one. Back to the corner in front of the Islanders. Core. Getting things around. Fade away. No good off the side of the backboard.
Yep, Core, I think she kind of just forgot where she was.
Maddie Province gets to Kelsey Hatcher, who doesn't quite get it cleanly. Harley Straka doesn't get it. Core driving. Gets the ball stolen away from her. Rusher. Floater. No good. And that is a foul on Straka.
And the Islanders, and especially Core, are exhausted. Core only really made it up to half court. This Kearney team and how much they like to run, it gasses nearly any team, and the amount that Kearney subs as well makes it really tough on any team they play.
Addie Helmbrecht in now for the Bearcats, 32-11. Islanders get that one in. Working their way up past the full court press. Garrich loses the ball out of bounds with his last touch by a Bearcat.
With 1:25 left in this first half, Mitchell, we've seen a complete shift in the intensity that Kearney has played with compared to the last, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes of play as compared to the rest of this first half. Kearney has picked it up defensively, which has also fueled their fire offensively.
Kearney looks like how I thought they would be coming into this.
Yeah,
That's now a foul there on Kelsey Hatcher.
And if you're Grand Island, you got to look at, hey, at one point in this game, we were only down by 6, and at one point you even led. So what were you doing that made that possible, and how can you do it again?
Avery Franzen on a fast break. Lays it off the glass, no good. Another missed layup. Addie Helmbrecht there to clean it up.
Franzen's got some wheels, beat everybody down the court.
The Islanders have only scored 4 this quarter. Looking to increase that now. They pass things around, good ball movement. Loses that pass, trapped in the corner. Straka picks that wall up. She'll slow things down. She now turns the corner. 38 seconds left on the game clock. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Kelsey Hatcher gets over to Straka. Inside to Franzen. Franzen back out to Helmbrecht, over to Straka. Pass cross court, now back into Franzen. Over to Straka. Thought about the 3, pass it up, drives inside. Euro step off the glass, no good. Franzen gets the offensive board. Kennedy Garner, 3-pointer. She's got it! 35-11 in favor of the Bearcats.
Kennedy Gardner wears number 3, and she hits the 3, and a big-time 3 to end the first half.
Doesn't get the shot off, wouldn't have mattered anyway. That will be end things for the first half. Bearcats 35, Islanders 11. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the Dance Cats in a moment. You'll watch the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. We're just about ready to begin half number 2 as Bearcats lead 35-11.
Yeah, it was quite the first half there. Kearney came out a little bit slower, and Grand Island came out hot. They hit the 3, and they didn't look back, but some turnovers and just some simple mistakes for the Islanders let Kearney get ahead, and Kearney also had a big switch in the intensity and how well they were playing defensively, and especially on that press, and that's led to now the 24-point lead.
Kennedy Garner gets it over to Hatcher in the corner. Three-pointer, no good. Maddie Provincetown low gets it to Skeen. Skeen had a rough first half layup-wise. Tatum Rusher, no good. The Islanders get that defensive board as they now start their possession. Islanders working things around, trying to get some penetration inside as Kelsey Hatcher rips that one away.
Yep, good defense by Kearney, and once again we saw the defense creates offense in the first half, so can they keep that going in the second?
That'll be a foul by Kelsey Hatcher, a body foul at that.
So not a great answer to my question, at least early on.
Her second foul, team's first foul of the half. As we're just 52 seconds. As Naira Wall has to tie her shoe.
Got to make sure those shoes are tied.
And we know the boys team had some issues with that yesterday. That ball is ripped away by Kinkel.
Good steal and some negligent turnovers by Kearney.
Kearney starting off the way they looked like in that first quarter. Just bad passes leading to turnovers. Luckily, Grand Island hasn't capitalized off of any of those yet, but it'll be there.
Yeah, and just looking a little bit uncharacteristic from what we've seen, Mitchell, in this normal Bearcat team.
Just kind of looks not right.
Sloppy.
As there's an Islander down. You're going to take an injury timeout.
I wonder if that hand got landed on.
I would guess so. As that's Maya Gowrich holding her wrist. She'll get checked out by the trainers.
Wonderful trainers here at Kearney High. There was actually a hype video made for him. It was a fantastic video.
I would agree. My favorite video I've ever made.
That made my day when I saw it.
That was another camera operator that gets hurt. I mean, not hurt, but hit.
That one, though, Nyoga Kaur, get it out. Shot went up, and she was all over it. That should be used in a highlight reel for Grand Island.
Not sure if they have any video here for them, but, you know.
I don't know. Do they have a strive?
Yes.
Okay.
They do have a strive. I'm not entirely sure how often they're live, but I know they have a strive.
That's all I needed to know.
As Grand Island gets things going.
Headed back down the other end, though. Grand Island going to that slower paced offense. One player you're going to have to give minutes to and just give her the ball, honestly, at points is going to be Nyoga Kaur.
Jump ball. Kearney bench isn't happy about it. They wanted a foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a bit
tough.
of aggressive throw motion there.
Yeah, it's tough because the jump happened first, and then after the whistle was blown, she kind of threw her off, and that Kearney girl lost bounds. So it was up in the air.
I think by the time they blew the whistle, Hatcher had possession.
Yeah.
Hatcher gets it into Skeen. Kennedy Garner in the air, gets it off the glass, good for 2.
Yep, that was a great pass play. We've seen a couple of those from Kearney, but that's what they got to have, the fast-paced offense. And if you pass the ball around well, if you're Kearney, you get those open shots on the post. We've seen it in this game and every other game I've been
Kelsey
to.
Hatcher reads that one, lays that one up off the glass for 2. 39-11 now.
And now this Kearney team starting to pick up pace. The train is starting to get out of the station for the Bearcats.
I like that. If only we, like at a train school like, Boilermakers.
That would be cool. I love that mascot.
Yeah, they had their train mascot break down though at a football game.
Yeah, but the Ravens mascot got injured.
He's back from injured reserve.
He's back from IR though. It's good to see him back. But I will say one of the worst mascots in all of sports has to be the Tennessee Volunteers. That's terrible.
What is their mascot?
The Volunteers.
But
I don't know.
You put that in a mascot form. What is it?
I don't know. Is it Is it a guy
Tatum
with like?
Rusher with a three-pointer. Do they just like put people like us out there?
What do they put? Yeah, do they put like a Red Cross logo on them for like volunteers or?
Like orange though?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's like the Alabama Crimson Tide. They're just like, what do we
They're
need?
the elephants.
That makes no sense.
Well, they have an animal at least.
Yeah.
Wait, does Tennessee have the bulldog?
I don't
No?
know.
Georgia has a bulldog. I thought
Georgia
Tennessee
has-
had. I know Georgia has their bulldog. I thought Tennessee had a dog with them as well.
Let's do a quick search here. You got play-by-play. I'll keep watching, but I'll look this up. I'll let you know.
Rusher, Skeen gets it inside to Province. Province gets it outside to Rusher. Over to Hatcher. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Province with it. Good ball movement by Kearney. Skeen with it. Keeps her foot planted outside to Rusher. Three-pointer is good. 45-11 now.
2 straight threes, big-time plays from that Kearney team, and they are heating up, Mitchell.
I believe they counted that as a 2 at the scores table. I'm not sure.
Oh, they did.
Not sure if it's a misinput or what. Kennedy Garner lays that one off glass for 2.
Now they are rolling in Mitchell. We can't make fun of Tennessee's mascot. It's Smokey the dog. It is
told you
the
there was a
cutest
dog.
looking dog.
It's a, I don't know what the dog is, right? What is the dog?
It's from a long line of blue tick coonhounds. That is awesome.
Okay. So now, 44-11. Bearcats have a lead. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
Well, all my dreams are sweet.
Life is about waking up to a brand new dream. We're the local bank that's with you, wherever it leads, because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. Jump ball. It'll be Kearney's ball.
Yep, yet another jump ball coming in for this game. There have been quite a few of them.
47-11 in favor of the Bearcats. Excuse me, that was Grand Island ball. I
Grand
messed
Island
up
ball.
my directions. Last half, that would have been Kearney's ball.
What a...
We're getting there.
Hey, we're not professionals yet. We're
This
we're
is a
close.
student broadcast. We do our best.
We're close, but we're not fully there. We're like ESPN 2 level, not ESPN.
What about ESPN the Ocho? I would say I'm more that level.
ESPN Ocho.
Although ESPN the Ocho is more fun.
What is ESPN the Ocho?
That's like for 2 weeks out of the year, they have like the air guitar national championships, the mullet national championships, random stuff like that.
That is amazing.
Maybe I think cornhole's on regular ESPN.
Yeah. Well, cornhole's a big time thing now, man.
It is.
I love watching cornhole.
And that's an air ball by Grand Island. Kelsey Hatcher gets that one off the inbound from Franzen.
Yeah, and we would tell you what number that is, but 11 put up the shot. We do not have an 11.
No, we don't.
We don't. So apologies for that.
Double check the bench is completely gone now.
Yep, full lineup switch for the Islanders. Down at this point, this is a really good idea for your Grand Island. You got to start building your base and your younger girls up to be better coming in for these next years, and that's what Grand Island's looking to do.
Grand Island still looking for their first opportunity to score this half. 5 minutes in, and have not found the bottom of the well.
No, they have not. Kearney's defense has picked up, and Grand Island's tried a few different things, but they just haven't been able to find success with much.
Hatcher with it, gets inside to Helmbrecht. Franzen Off the glass, gets good to go for two, 49-11 now.
Yep, good bucket from Franz, and she stayed patient. She put in the shot, accepted a little bit of contact, and she got it for two.
Pressure at half court. That's 10 seconds.
Yep, good defense. The first time that Kearney, they've gotten a lot of points off it, but that's the first 10-second call for a press. That is the ultimate success note right there, is if you can get that 10-second call, and Kearney finally got that notch on their belt.
I know one thing I do like with the shot clock is the definite enforcement of 10-second calls, because you know exactly when it is.
Yep, I absolutely agree with that.
I'll say that pass was tipped, so there's no over back call.
Yeah, I think it was just barely by Keen Cole. She just got her hands on it.
49-11, 2:13 left in the third period.
Yep, Core got her hands on it, just wasn't quite quick enough to keep it in bounds.
14 points the Bearcats have scored so far this half. Paige Mylan in the corner, three-pointer. No good, rattles in and out.
In and out. Those are such a frustrating miss on the three there, because all you see is the fact that you had the shot right there, just a weird angle or maybe a weird spin on the ball, popped it out.
Franzen tipped that one out of bounds.
A lot of tipped passes going out of bounds. Game slowed down a little bit from compared to what we were at when the clock stopped at 3 minutes to now. This minute and 2 seconds, but a lot longer than that. But some tip passes and some slower offense, and also the subs getting in for both these teams, so play somewhat slowing down.
Alana Jasnock, I believe, playing her first minutes here at home.
Yep.
A new addition to the roster for tonight's game, I believe. I know it's a new addition recently. I don't know if it's specifically for tonight's game.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Thanks, Austin Jacobson, always hooking us up with some pictures of statistics and stuff like that. And yeah, he had it on there, so we're not sure what the story is with that.
I know when I first put together the roster at the beginning of the season, it wasn't there before.
So maybe it could have been somebody getting promoted from JV.
I know they have had a couple of those. Harley Straka in transition. Snyder there to pick up the loose ball. Alana gets to Straka down below. Paige Mylan, three-pointer. She's got it. 52-11.
Got the entire bench excited for Kearney. That one found at the bottom of the barrel, and Paige Mylan with the three.
Grand Island now working things up top. Trying to get past. Starters have been pulled for Kearney, unless things get closer. Still no points as they finally get on the board here in the third period at a minute left. So it took 7 minutes to get on the board this half. As in transition is Emma McCoy, lays that one off the glass for two.
Yeah, good work by McCoy. She intercepted the pass, read it like a book, or simply off the pass of Russell Wilson. Sorry, but yeah.
Okay, that's the last time we will hear from Bridger this game. I will take no Russell Wilson slander. I thought maybe we'd be able to avoid talking about football during a basketball game today, but no. As Grand Island is working thing across, McCoy with it. Core drives inside, gets the ball stolen from her. Mylan got the hand on it. Straka has it. Straka gets her own rebound. Puts it back up right before the buzzer. It counts. So with that, Bearcats 52-15. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
There's no place quite like our middle of everywhere. We're the bank that'll help you celebrate everything it brings. Because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank. We're just about ready for the final quarter of action. The rowdy section starts to fill up, and the student section from Grand Island has been overtaken by the junior student section, junior rowdies. We have now 3 different section of rowdies here at Kearney. We have our middle school on the top right, as you can see, the far side, that grouping at the top. We have our high school rowdies that are filling up, and we have our elementary school rowdies that have taken away the Grand Island spots.
It'll be interesting to see how long those little kids get to keep their spot.
I don't think there's much they can do.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They were there before all the Grand Island people.
Yeah.
So if you want a spot, then you got to come get it. First come, first serve. There's not reserved seating here.
Yeah. Maybe you guys need to start selling tickets like online, pre-order, just like state.
That seems like way too much of a hassle.
You could run it.
We then have to go label all of our bleachers.
Oh, they aren't labeled. I just assumed they were.
Well, there's no need to label bleachers, so.
That's true. Kennesaw's are labeled. Don't know why, but all of those are labeled.
The big ticket games, got to keep
Big ticket
those.
games. Hey, I'll have you know.
The sellout crowds got to have perfect amount of seats.
I'll have you know, we had a volleyball game this year that sold out. We had to turn people away.
I do know from the one time I've been at Kennesaw High School is they have their capacity well labeled.
We do.
Addison Helmbrecht at the line to shoot 2. First one is no good.
That game this year, the decibels, we reached up to 115 decibels in that gym that night.
That's impressive.
That was our strive sounded awful. I had nothing. I was sitting right by the fans and I had nothing to do.
Yes, because there's a sign there that says if you can read this sign, you can be heard. I remember that.
Yeah, because well, if you do that and somebody says something, then you just point at the sign.
3-pointer, Addie Snyder.
Basically, with that, it's your insurance.
For the record, I've been to Kennesaw High School once for State Student Council.
You want to come back?
I mean, sure. I would love to go call a game there. It's just
Heck yeah.
My schedule isn't exactly allowing of that.
Oh, you could do it.
I'll send you a picture of my schedule when I get home.
You do that.
In the corner as Alana gets it to Milan. Thought about the 3 back into Alana. Work through the contact. Josie Murray gets down to Helmbrecht. Inside to back to Alana Jasnock. She gets fouled on her way up.
Yeah, that one everybody quite knew it was a foul. The arm came down, smacked the arms, no question about it. But now with the lead, what it is at 42 points, running clock will be established in Mitchell. It's 40 points, correct?
I don't really know.
It's either 35 or 40.
At this point, it's going to be a fast quarter. We're 2 minutes in already. You'll probably see a lot of those little fouls not get called as much. We're now exactly with 2 minutes. 3 minutes. I can't do math.
Maybe you should go to college algebra and I should go to honors pre-calc.
One of those words has college in it.
Yeah. Pre-calc's harder than college algebra.
Do you guys get dual credit Kennesaw for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said good because we do here, and it'd be disappointing if you didn't.
I would be taking like a consumer math class or the simplest thing I could find if it wasn't dual credit. Because right now to graduate, my math credits are fulfilled.
Oh, lucky you.
I know.
I still have to take a math class next year. Assuming I pass this one,
Assuming, yeah.
I assume I'll pass.
We don't know.
Most of the time I pass these classes. I haven't failed one yet. Snyder brings this one up the court.
Mitchell, you know what they say, new year, new me.
I sure hope that's not my new year, new me.
Good take and drive to the bucket. Addie Helmbrecht going to the line to shoot 2. Already, though, halfway through this fourth quarter, and Mitchell,
It is a running clock.
It is a running clock, yeah, but it's going quick, especially when we get to talking about math
Grades
class.
and classes and all of that.
Yeah. First day back for for Grand Island and Kearney and Kennesaw today. Grand Island was supposed to start yesterday, but due to the weather and the conditions, they decided not to start. So first day back for Kearney and Grand Island today. And, as an athlete, that would really make a difference in your play because a lot of times during break, I can at least speak for myself. It was go to bed at 3:30, wake up at 10 or 11 for the most part.
God, what is your sleep schedule?
Usually I'm asleep at 10 o'clock, up by 6. But
My latest during break was 1 o'clock, and I was cleaning. You know, those like late night cleaning drives that you get going on.
That was the latest thing you were doing all break was cleaning.
Yeah, why would I do anything else? I slept.
How late did you stay up on New Year's?
Oh, that's a good point. I stayed up till 1. I was
Wow.
tired. I had work that day.
Shot clock violation going into account for the Islanders. Their bench players couldn't get anything to go, but a turnover on Kearney headed back the way of the Islanders.
60 to 15, a running clock. So even though we've balls out of bounds, it will continue to run.
It will. That is really quite the rule, and one that broadcasters, we're thankful for it.
I am thankful for that rule. This game would be a lot longer
It would.
if it were not for that.
And just, I think there are a lot of teams that appreciate it because if you get to the point in this time, obviously Kearney's got to come away with the win at this point. So if you're Grand Island, you don't want to
Never
drag
count out the comeback.
At this point, yes. You can't count it out, but the window, very small, very, very tiny, but it is possible. But like I was saying, if you let a game go on, sometimes tempers can flare, things can get out of control, and unnecessary things can happen. So that running clock rule is there to kind of control those things.
Josie Murray in the corner. Gets it into Alana, who gets swatted away.
Yeah, good block again by Nyoga Kaur. She is just playing volleyball out there a couple of times with those blocks.
Well, with her height and 5'11", you can do that.
You
Not
can.
sure what Alana Jasnock is, but it is not 5'11".
It is not 5'11", no.
Inside is Maya Garich.
Yep, should be fouled and head to the line for 2. And these free throws have been cutting up a big chunk of time in this fourth quarter. And at this point, the clock has yet to stop, and it won't. So I think we will see just a straightforward and through 8 minutes of basketball, and that's it.
No good on the first free throw.
That's something we haven't seen in a while. At least I haven't. Just a non-stop 8-minute quarter. Like, clock doesn't stop. It's just 8 minutes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think I've seen that. I think I've seen it before.
I've seen it before, just not very often. Granted, it could still change, but with a minute left, all the subs have played for both teams. I don't think we'll see much of a change.
Of course, the clock only stops for a timeout in this period.
Yeah, well, that's why. That's what I was saying is you really don't need to stop the clock at this point if you're either team. Good bucket coming in for the Kearney girls. That's going to be Elena Jasnock coming into the roster just recently. I do want to know what the story is to that now. This has me interested.
I'll talk to the coaches, and we'll see what we can find out.
Perfect.
I don't have any of them in class anymore. I used to have Chris Pocock
See,
every day, fourth block, but no.
I don't either. I don't have any of them either in this class. So
We can fix that.
we could.
I'm telling you, transfer in. That's a layup good for Josie Murray.
Yeah, Josie Murray lighting up the Rowdies as they start to fill in, and with 10 seconds left, that will be the end of it.
As you hear the countdown from the elementary Rowdies right behind the... is that going to count? It will.
They'll count it.
It does nothing, but it counts.
Hey, you might as well end it with the exclamation point if you're Kearney. Add 2 more points to the game and to your personal stats.
That being said, Kearney gets the win 64-16. If we have an opportunity to get an assistant coach for an interview, we will. But until that, we will see you back for the boys game in about 20 minutes. You're watching the Bearcat Sports Network, brought to you by Pinnacle Bank.
Well, oh, my dreams are sweet.
Life is about waking up to a brand new dream. We're the local bank that's with you, wherever it leads. Because we're more than a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank.